Hi everybody, Dan Illman here with some exciting news. DRF Formulator, the gold standard in past performance information, is now free, exclusively on DRF Bets. Join DRF Bets with the promo code WINNING, get a $250 first deposit match bonus, a $10 free bet, and free Formulator already uploaded to your account. Access Formulator's premium features, including sortable trainer stats, race replays, personalized trip notes, and lots more. Free Formulator, exclusively on DRF Bets. Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer. Big day at Gulfstream Park on Saturday. The feature race is the Holy Bull, but we have a plethora of graded stakes races to talk about. And let's kick off a 50-cent pick four with this race, the Swale. Let's take a look at the field of 3-year-olds sprinters. They're going 7/8 of a mile. $100,000 is the purse. This is a grade 3. Todd Pletcher, of course, is dominating this Gulfstream meet. He has the number 1 My Prankster, a very promising colt who had to work a little bit harder than expected to win his Gulfstream debut in his final start at 2.
Yeah, he didn't make the lead last time. He did work really hard at a very short price, but he did get the job done in relatively fast time, Dan. We'll see. This is probably a tougher race than that one. I do expect him to go favorite. I do think he's the horse to beat.
He breaks from the inside post and he gets a very aggressive rider with Luis Saez back aboard. We take a look at the Timeform US pace projector and we see that My Prankster can be close to the lead. In Dreams, who is shipping in very sharp from Oaklawn Park for Brad Cox, he has shown really nothing but speed in his last 2. I think Timeform US has it right. I think it's going to be 5-1, and I don't think My Prankster is going to let In Dreams get too far away.
No, I don't think so either. I actually felt like My Prankster might make the lead in here, Dan. Obviously, he's got to break well from the rail, but he's pretty fast. I had a tough time trying to decide, how fast I thought In Dreams was. I know he's, been on the lead in his last couple of starts, but those paces weren't exactly fast.
My Prankster was stakes placed at Keeneland 2 starts back over a wet track, and then he did this at Gulfstream in his final start at 2. He was 1-10 in this race, and at 1-10, you're a little nervous right here, turning into the stretch because Little Vic is trying to pull off a big upset, but My Prankster is going to assert his class in the final 16th of a mile, and he's going to get up and win, and he's going to get up and win with a really competitive Beyer speed figure of 88.
Yeah, he ran well in here, not making the lead early, having to chase that horse. I understand he was a really short price. I guess the real question with that race ultimately, Dan, will be, how good is Little Vic? That horse only had 1 start on the way into that race. He had wired maidens and a very easy win, and he came back and he ran a really good race there. So there's every chance that this horse, that My Prankster, actually ran down a really good horse that day, and there was an acre of ground back to the rest of that field. I don't know. I think this horse is good. His debut at Saratoga last summer was really good. And I do think he's way the horse to beat in here.
Now, the number 2 Graphic Detail is cross-entered in a race at Gulfstream Park on Friday. If he does run here, he did win his career debut sprinting at Belmont. I like the way he did it. He came from off the pace. A lot of times these 2-year-old debut winners, they're speed crazy. He was able to sit and finish. They tried him in the Mucho Macho Man going a mile. He was wired that day. Turns back to 7, needs a little bit of a Beyer boost, but it's too early to give up on a horse like this.
Absolutely, it is. He obviously has to improve, though, if he's going to be competitive in here. He did win sprinting first time out at Belmont Park. I think it's worth perhaps going back and watching that race a little bit, though, Dan. I mean, they really battled in front of this horse. The leaders were extremely tired in the stretch, and this horse did come, to his credit, he did come with a run and closed them down, but he had all the best of it that day. Ultimately, Dan, I don't care for that Mucho Macho Man as a race overall. I did not think this horse ran very well in there, but maybe cutting back and getting another fast pace in front of him will help him here.
Friends, when you get an opportunity, take a look at the Formulator replay of the 3 Of a Revolution's win 2 starts back. It was a now-winners of one other than race, especially the head-on, because he was just smashed leaving the gate badly. He then ended up pulling himself up in the 5 path all the way through the turn, and he was able to win very impressively. He came out of that race to run in the Limehouse Stakes. This is his stakes debut, and we'll watch Of a Revolution. Now, he's the beaten favorite in this race, but the horse that got the better of him, Lightning Larry, is a battle-tested, hard-hitting sprinter, and Of a Revolution showed no quit in the stretch.
Yeah, I agree. He's not going to be able to run this horse down at the end of this race, Dan, but that's not for a lack of trying. This horse will not relent down to the wire here. He's just not going to be able to quite get up. But this is a good performance. I'm with you on his win 2 starts back. A lot of trouble at the start. That race is much better than it looks on paper. Worth noting, too, that in that entry-level allowance win, the horse that he ran down that wound up finishing 3rd is the horse that came back to win the Mucho Macho Man. So he beat a good horse that day. He bumped into another good horse last time. This horse is dangerous in here.
We'll be seeing simplification in the Holy Bull a little bit later on Saturday. Dean Delivers was a dominant debut winner, and he's just missed in his last 2 races. Let's take a look at Dean Delivers' 2022 debut, and maybe we'll give him a little bit of extra credit, because this is his first start since July the 31st. That'll be A. B, the horse that beats him is 1-5, and Dean Delivers is battling all the way down to the wire. Again, these buyer speed figures that Dean Delivers is a bit light, but he ran well in here.
Yeah, he did. The layoff certainly was enough of an excuse, perhaps. He bumped into a Pletcher horse there who was the very heavy favorite who had won his debut. So that horse looks like he could be pretty good. I don't know. I feel like this horse is a contender in here, like a lot of other horses. And I also like the fact, Dan, that he doesn't need the lead. So if they do go fast in front of him, he could sit the right trip in here.
The horse that might need the lead is up next, and that's the number 5, In Dreams. And we're going to find out how good In Dreams really is on Saturday. Let's watch his last race, his 2nd win in a row. This is at Oaklawn Park in a one other than, and he was able to get to the lead. It was a very easy trip. He prompted a long shot through some moderate fractions, and then when given his cue, it's up, and away. He wins with a 91 buyer speed figure. Keep in mind, this race was over muddy going. He has obviously won over fast in the past. It's really all about how easy of a lead is this horse going to get, Mike?
Yeah, that's a question. How much faster do they go here? I guess the 7 furlongs could be a little bit of a question for this horse as well. Ultimately, Dan, I don't really have, huge knocks on this horse. He feels like he's taking steps forward every time Brad Cox sends him out to the racetrack. He won very convincingly last time. I just thought he got such a soft trip in that race most recently that, he was hard for me to take at a relatively short price in here. Not suggesting that he's not any good. I just feel like if he takes money in here, I might rather have one of the others.
Completing this short but quality field is the number 6, Mr. Bomo, who's cutting all the way back in distance for Dale Romans as he makes his seasonal debut. Now, he seemed a little green last time out at Churchill Downs, going 2 turns, fairly live race. The runner-up would come back to win a stake on the turf at Sam Houston with an 82 buyer speed figure. I think this horse has some ability. I think he's going to be taken back, hope to make 1 run.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does. I can't say that I love him in here, Dan, but I thought he was mildly interesting cutting back in distance for this race. I don't necessarily like either of his 2-turn races, but those mile starts that he's had, his 2nd career start and then that 1-2 back at Churchill, I thought he ran pretty well in both of those races while showing speed. The race 2 back, the 1-turn mile at Churchill, that was a wicked pace that he was contesting. I actually felt like he ran really well to be 3rd in there. I'm interested in this horse at a price cutting back.
Top pick time for the Grade 3 Swale, kicking off a 50-cent pick 4 on Holy Bull Saturday. Of a Revolution has showed a lot of ability, and he's shown a lot of grit in his short career, and I like his tactical speed. I think he'll probably work out a nice trip, and I think the price will be right, Mike. He'll be the 3rd choice at the very least.
Yeah, that's what I liked about him, too. I just think maybe he's a little better than he looks on paper. Thought he ran really well last time, even though he couldn't quite get there. He's going to be a fair price in this race. So I took him for all of those reasons. I'm not, way against the favorite down on the rail, but I didn't feel like my prankster had to win.
I'm hoping pace makes the race with the number 5, In Dreams. Brad Cox shipped in 1 to win a stake last week sprinting. Maybe he can get to the front and hold off horses like Of a Revolution and My Prankster. But it should be a fun race for these 3-year-old sprinters. You never know what's in store. Are these H. Allen Jerkins types? Or maybe some of these might even stretch out. Mike's going with Of a Revolution. I'm going with In Dreams. Good luck.